Hello YouTube, B3 here, back another kicking action figure review. Today's review is another figure from the Dino Charge Action Hero series, which is of course the Power Rangers line. And it's another villain too. I've been reviewing these Power Ranger figures like crazy. I'm absolutely addicted to them. They're only $8.99 and they're pumping out a bunch of villains. Plus I really loved Zuden Sentai Curio, which was the Japanese show that Power Rangers Dino Charge is made from. So I haven't seen Dino Charge. So I'm not sure what Curio gets up to in that show. This is villain Curio, by the way. I don't know if I said that already or not. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But yeah, this is the villain Curio figure. Glad they made him. It seems like they're making all the main villains except the one I want the most. Not sure what she's called in Dino Charge. I've already kind of did this rant on my Wrench review. You'll see Wrench in a second. But Chandelara, something like that was what she was called in the Sentai. It's been a while since I watched it. But she's the female bad guy. The female villain, I should say. With like the hearts on her and stuff. They said they're not going to make a figure of her. And I really wish they would. Because this is her sidekick right here. His name was Lucaru in the Japanese show. So I might call him that at some point in this review. But Curio is actually a pretty good name for him. Some of these new names are stupid. But Curio is a good one. Actually, in my Ice Monster review, I reviewed a figure called Ice Monster from this wave, and people are telling me that he has a different name in the show. Like it's Ice Age or something, but the figure is just called Ice Monster. But once again, I've not watched Dino Charge, just watched the Japanese version. And I'm also addicted to these guys because we have a villain wave. There's so many villains in this scale now. You can get all the Dino Charge ones, there are 2 Super Mega Force ones you can get, and also 2 Legacy figures, which is really, really nice. And I guess there are some Rangers you can count as evil if you want, like the Green Ranger. There's like 2 different Green Rangers you can get. They should do a putty. They should do a Legacy putty figure. That would be dope. Maybe a 2-pack since the Legacy figures are like 20 bucks. Anyways, here he is. Curio in all his glory. The detail on this guy is really good. Sadly, the paint is kind of lacking. This is not the best figure. He has more articulation than the Bones villain did. I already uploaded that review. You can check it out if you want. Has more articulation than Bones, but at the same time doesn't look as good as Bones. As you can see, there's almost no paint detail on this entire figure. Everything's really plain. You see this like plain green. Even though the stitching and everything on the legs looks great, and there's so much great detail on this little poncho thing here. Like, look at all that. I'm not sure if you can see it in that light, but there's a ton of detailing on here of like fish and flowers and stuff. There's like what it believes to be a dinosaur, some vegetables, underwater life. And then his bells, like everything's sculpted so well, but there's almost no paint. Look at that. The hat here has more paint, as you can see. The face is perfectly sculpted and perfectly painted, but it's kind of tucked away in there. But it looks really good, don't you think? I thought this character was pretty funny in the Sentai. I wonder if he's still funny in the normal show. Once it's on Netflix, which I think it will be, I will definitely watch it. Because Power Rangers Shuriken will be a Netflix series, I believe. But yeah, you know, there's his pouch that he keeps all his stuff in, including his magical Giro, or whatever it's called in that show. So he comes with this accessory. Doesn't hold it too well. The entirety of his hand can't fit through the loop, so that's kind of a bummer. But there is like a pit in there, so that's a nice little attention to detail. And this looks like a stuffed pumpkin or something. So that's pretty neat. I like his legs. I do like how his legs look, despite saying that the green is kind of bland. I like his big feet. I like his big feet. But yeah, now onto articulation. The head can wobble a little bit, as you can see. I wouldn't really call it up and down, but it can wobble. It can spin 360 if you needed to. The cape is kind of loose. It can wobble about there. Arms go forward pretty far, not very far back because of the poncho. These are actually tassels in the show. I've heard some reviewers complain about the tassels. Well, actually, I have not watched a review for this figure, but I'm talking about like figures with tassels in general, because they're normally sculpted in plastic like this and unarticulated, so when you stick the arms forward, the tassels stick out, but it kind of looks like a gun or something to me, so whatever. And you know, that's just the only cheap way you can do tassels, though, is what I'm saying. So if that bugs you, then your posability is going to be limited to just the arms down. And there is articulation in the wrist there. Legs go out. like that, which is pretty good. Forward and back. Like, they go back. Lots of these figures don't go back because they have butts, but he ain't got too crazy of a butt. It is a nicely sculpted butt, though. I'm just looking at that for the first time. That is a good bottom. Dang. And his head popped off. That has not happened to me before. But it pops right back on, so no big deal. See how easy that was to pop back on? No biggie. So yeah, you know, not the best figure in this line, but I wouldn't say he's bad. No, you know, they did what they could with the design, I think. Now here's Curio with some of the other villains in this line. They're all from the same wave, which is very cool. So, you know, for our size comparison segment, as you can see, they all scale up quite well. Here is Wrench on the left, who I mentioned earlier. Very cool figure. Review is already up. And Puzzler here on the right, who I bought the same time I bought Curio, actually. Toys R Us was having like a Power Ranger clearance sale, which was awesome. Any three things that equaled up to 30 bucks, you got $5 off. So for every $30 you spent, well, it wasn't every three things, it was every $30 you spent on Power Ranger stuff, you got $5 off. I almost got some Morpher keys, like Legendary Ranger keys and stuff, but decided not to. Oh man, Super Mega Force was so dumb. It could have been so awesome. Gokaiger is like one of the best Sentais there is, and America just screwed it in the butt. Once again, saying inappropriate stuff in my kids' toy review. But yeah, you know, he scales great with these other villains. I was rambling, so I didn't say that earlier. I'm rambling right now. Crap. And here's Curio with some Power Rangers from the Action Hero series. Here on the left we have Dino Charge Gold, and here on the right, the Time Force Quantum Ranger, which is from the Super Mega Force Legendary Rangers Action Hero series, and not the Dino Charge one, obviously. But he scales well with them, so he looks great with the male mold. I do not have my Pink Ranger on me. It is at my parents' house with most of my Power Ranger figures, which is why I'm only comparing this guy to Action Hero series stuff right now, because I don't have any like my older Power Ranger figures or SH Figure Arts or anything. So he's really only going to scale up well with your Action Hero series. From Super Mega Force and Dino Charge. Also, the Legacy Power Ranger figures, like the TV show and movie Mighty Morphin stuff, he'll scale up well with them too. So that's pretty good. So they're all the same, you know, body mold foundation. And then here's Curio with one of the Megazords. It's the Gold Terrazord. And I know that Curio doesn't grow like the other monsters do, but I figured I'd show him with a Zord anyways, just so you can kind of get an idea. Also, I'm calling Curio a he, and I honest to God can't remember if Curio is a he or a she. I want to say he, though. I just don't remember. I honest to God do not remember. It has been a while. I want to say he, though. I want to say he. But yeah, that's how he looks with the Megazord. I think they look pretty good together. My background's falling apart. This is kind of a cheap thrown together set here. I need to get some foam boards. This is a foam board, but that's just paper. So what are my final thoughts on Villain Curio from the Power Rangers Dino Charge Action Hero series? Well, in the Sentai he was a character I really liked, so I'm glad to have the figure. It's not the best figure in the world. It has some articulation problems, but I can see past most of them, honestly. Because of just the figure design. Not a lot of paint on this dude, honestly. He could look a bit better paint-wise, but he has a lot of detail that went into him, like sculpted detail. So I'm guessing that's why he's not painted up much except for on his torso and face there. I think that is because this little sucker is just very well detailed. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Also, I'm not sure if they have confidence in how this figure is going to sell. I'm not sure how these figures are selling. I guess the Rangers are probably selling okay. I'm not sure about the villains themselves. I bet the main ones are fine. Fury and Vivix probably sold well. But yeah, you know, honestly, I'm going to give Curio here 3 out of 5 stars. Could have been better, but honestly, for $8.99 and compared to all the other figures, you know, he doesn't look like a lesser figure when put next to the other villains in this wave. I think he looks fine. So yeah, that's it, you guys. 3 out of 5 stars. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, Follow you back on Twitter. You know, when we can. There's kind of like a follower block thing. They won't let you follow people until you get past a certain number of followers, but no one will follow you on Twitter unless you follow them back. So it's weird. Like, we can't follow people back until we get a bunch more followers, which is odd. But yeah, lots of more Power Ranger reviews coming up. I'm sure I have actually uploaded a lot of Power Ranger reviews recently. I'm going to try to get back to reviewing some other stuff as well, like more Godzilla, Pacific Rim, Ultraman, stuff like that. But I have been buying and reviewing a lot of Power Ranger figures recently, so do expect more Power Ranger reviews. And also just check out the previous ones as well. You know, rate, comment, subscribe. You can get all this good stuff sent to you for free. That's how it works. But yeah, thank you all so much for your support. And I really couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you for pushing me to just do my best on these. And that is it. I'll see you all later.